All right, your refrigerator's ice maker has stopped working and you want to call a technician or buy a $30 replacement part. Well, let me tell you, before you do any of these things, buy that replacement part or call a technician, there are 8 things you can check yourself in the next 10 minutes and it'll save you that money, it'll save you a lot of hassle too. And I'm going to walk you through them in more or less the order that real technicians actually check them. The cheapest and the fastest first. So the first problem, ice maker simply switched off. Sounds obvious, but it's the single most common reason for an ice maker failure. And it happens by accident more than you think. A kid, your son, your daughter, leaning on the dispenser panel. Someone bumping the shut-off arm while loading groceries. On most models, there's a control arm or a paddle sitting on top of the ice bin. If it's raised, the ice maker thinks the bin is full and stops production. Push it back down. On newer models with a digital panel, there's usually an ice maker on-off button or icon. Check that it's actually enabled before you touch anything else. Second problem, the water line is frozen or kinked. Ice makers need a steady water supply, and the fill tube that feeds them runs through some of the coldest parts of the freezer. If your freezer runs colder than it should, or if the tube gets bent while you are reorganizing, that water can freeze solid inside the line before it ever reaches the mold. The fix is a hairdryer on low heat, held a few inches from the tube, but never use a heat gun or high heat, as you could easily melt the plastic liner or warp the tube, turning a free fix into a $200 mistake. That's a lot of money. The other option is that just simply unplug the fridge for a few hours to let everything thaw naturally. If this keeps happening on a schedule, the tube may be positioned too close to the evaporator coil, and that's a repair call. You'll have to call a technician. Going on to problem number 3, the water inlet valve has failed. This is the part that actually opens to let water into the ice maker, and is the most common point of failure industry-wide. You'll know this is your problem if the ice maker is switched on, the water line isn't frozen, and you still get nothing, or only a trickle. Testing it yourself requires a multimeter and about 5 minutes, checking for continuity across the valve terminals. So before you pull the fridge out and touch those multimeter probes, you must unplug the refrigerator and shut off the water valve for safety. If it reads open with no continuity, the valve needs replacing. This is a real repair, not a hack. But it's usually a sub $30 part if you're comfortable doing it yourself. Problem number 4, your water filter is clogged. Most people don't realize their fridge even has one, and manufacturers recommend replacing it every 6 months to a year. When it's past due, sediment builds up and restricts flow enough that ice production slows or completely stops. And what does come through often tastes off or looks cloudy. A foolproof diagnostic test is to try the water dispenser on the door. If the flow is a slow trickle, that's your smoking gun that the filter is clogged and starving the ice maker. If you generally can't remember the last time you changed yours, this is worth checking before anything more technical. Go and change it. Problem number 5, the freezer isn't cold enough. Ice makers rely on a thermostat or a thermistor that only lets the cycle run once the mold hits a specific temperature, typically 0 to 5 degrees Fahrenheit. Though the ideal temperature is exactly 0 degrees Fahrenheit, which by the way is minus 18 degrees centigrade, if your freezer is running warmer than that, anything above 10 degrees Fahrenheit will almost always lock out ice production. Maybe because of a bad door seal, an overloaded shelf, blocking airflow, or a dying compressor. The ice maker may sit there doing nothing because it never gets a signal that it's cold enough to eject a batch. Check your door gasket for gaps first. That's the cheapest possible fix and a surprisingly common culprit. Problem number 6, the ejector motor control arm is jammed. This is the mechanical piece that physically pushes formed ice out of the mold and into the bin. If you can hear the ice maker running, a faint motor sound, some clicking, but nothing's coming out, check for an ice dam or a chunk of frost blocking the chute. Clear it by hand, don't force the arm, and give it a full cycle to reset. If it jams repeatedly, the gear assembly itself may be burned and due for replacement. While you're checking the motor, look for the test retest button. Almost all modern ice makers have one hidden under the front edge or on the side. Press and hold it for 3 to 5 seconds to force a manual cycle. If the tray turns or it chimes, the board and motor are fine. If nothing happens, the ice maker unit itself is likely dead. Problem number 7. You're getting ice, but it's small, hollow, or cloudy. This almost always traces back to water pressure or water quality rather than the ice maker itself. Low pressure means the mold doesn't fill completely before the cycle finishes, giving you thin, hollow cubes. Cloudy or off-tasting ice usually means it's time for that filter change from problem 4, or that your home's water has a higher mineral content than the fridge is built to filter out. Problem number 8, and this is the one worth knowing before you buy your next fridge. Some of the newest ice maker systems, including LG's Craft Ice unit, have drawn a wave of complaints for failing within the first year, to the point that it's reportedly been the subject of class action attention. Similarly, you cannot talk about ice maker issues without mentioning Samsung's French door models, which have faced massive years-long litigation over ice makers that constantly freeze over, leak, and jam. So let me be upfront about this part. This is coming from legal reporting coverage. It's not something I've independently verified against court records, so treat it as a signal to research further rather than a settled fact. If you own one of these units and it keeps failing, the manufacturer's own 10-minute unplug and reset procedure is a documented first step before anything else. And if it's still under warranty, that's the call to make before paying anyone out of pocket. If you've gone through all 8 of these and you're still not getting ice, that's the point where it stops being a DIY afternoon and starts being a real repair. Usually the control board or the ice maker assembly itself has a problem. At that point, replacing the whole ice maker unit is often cheaper and simpler than piecing it back together part by part. I'll leave a link below to the replacement kits that match the most common fridge brands. Before I go, here are 3 quick pro tips to keep things running smoothly. Always try and toss the first batch. If you unfreeze a line, change a filter, install a new part, throw away the first full bin of ice that it produces. It will likely contain stale water, dislodged sediment, or plastic shavings from the new components. Prevent the ice bridge. Most ice makers jam because warm, humid air gets into the freezer and condensates into frost. Never leave your freezer door open longer than necessary. And make sure ice bin is seated completely flush. Check your water pressure. If your home's water pressure is below 20 psi, your inlet valve physically cannot open all the way. If your kitchen sink also has low pressure, your fridge isn't broken, your home's plumbing is the bottleneck. So those are the 8 things to check before you go ahead and spend money or call a technician. And if any of these saved you a service call or saved you some money, please like, share, and subscribe to Up on Top for more videos like this one.